Hello Game Boys and Game Girls, I'm the Game Boy Guru and welcome to another pickups video. So this is everything that I got during the month of April 2021. It is all stuff I got in the mail because I just haven't found much while I've been out and about. And I honestly haven't been out and about that much because I've just been busy. So let's dive in and take a look at a few things. So first up, I decided to finally break down and buy myself an extended battery for the Wii U. Now that I have two Wii U consoles, I wanted to at least get the extended battery for the main one that I use. So this is a third-party brand, a Tommy, or Tommy, however you pronounce it. It's a 3600 milliamp battery, and it says it doubles gameplay time for Wii U gamepad. So, yeah. Requires a screwdriver to install, not included. So, yeah. I think I figured that part out already. But, I'm glad to have that. I also have this AC adapter, or what was an AC adapter from Tommy, or Tommy, for the Sega Genesis Model 1. My Model 1 power supply has been getting flaky of late. So I decided I needed to go ahead and just buy another one. I didn't throw the old one away. I may be able to open it up and potentially recap it so that it can continue to work. I'll have to look into that. But in the meantime, this was great to be able to, to do this and have this available. Both of those I got from Stone Age Gamer, I think it was. No, these are from Castlemania. No, Stone Age Gamer, I got a couple things from them, but I'll get to that in a bit. So let's go over what I just got in the mail the other day. This is another limited run release, and this is Fightin' Rage for the Switch. And of course it always comes with a little card. So let's go ahead and open this up real quick. I'll show you the back of the case there. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up game that has been very well reviewed and is supposedly really good. So, oh, check that out. So we get 3 sticker sheets. So you got the logo and some character art there. Some enemy sprites and various things. And then some more just straight up art of characters and enemies in the game. So that's always good. We've got art here, that the internal art that mirrors the card here. And then, of course, the game card itself is just the logo. And, as always with limited run, full color manual, which I always appreciate, and a nice little explanation on the back about the game. Some art there inside. Some stuff talking about the different characters here. F. Norris. Or there's Ricardo. Stuff about the game modes. So this is great. I am going to probably enjoy this. I like beat 'em ups, and as always, I'm going to stick the card in with the manual, so that is in there and out of the dust. So glad to have that. Let's also look at something that I got from PlayAsia by East Asia Soft, and that is Habroxia 2 for the PlayStation 4. I missed out on the physical for the first Habroxia because it was a Vita exclusive. And I'm okay with that because by all accounts, that first game, I haven't played it yet, but my understanding is it's kind of too easy, maybe, which I guess is a weird complaint with shmups, but obviously for a genre like shoot 'em ups where you want them to be games that you go back to time and time again for score chasing or, you know, challenging yourself, that kind of a thing. A game that's way too easy can be a bit of a bummer in that sense. So, here we go. So there's front cover. The side there, that sort of continues the design from the front. Back cover there. And we'll open this up and take a look at the contents. Oh. Alright, so, as always with these East Asia Soft releases, we have the little art card and certificate number 769 with some art there. Hybroxia 2 Armed Forces Aeronautical License. We also have the original soundtrack by Hang On Get Ready. I'm not familiar with Hang On Get Ready, but hopefully it's good. This is from Lilimo Games, the game itself actually. And then here is Hybroxia 2. There's the back. We'll go ahead and open this guy up so you can see it inside. Oh, very nice. So we've got game disc and manual. And it's more than just a single fold. So it's got controls, story, and pickups there. An explanation of the special weapons. Very nice. Oh, and a list of trophies. Cool. I'm not a trophy hunter, but I do appreciate they go to the effort to do that. And then the inlay art is just some more nice art of the spaceship and everything. So, nice package. East Asia Soft generally always has very nice presentation and quality of these packages. So, they pretty much always knock it out of the park as far as that's concerned. So that is Hybroxia 2 for the PlayStation 4, which I'm sure will invariably make an appearance in the Shmup Club at some point. Don't know when, but there we go. Let's see. Stick this over here. So, the other item that I got from Castlemania Games... well, before I get to that, I got a message from a friend who was looking to downsize his collection and, you know, part with some items that were well taken care of and had, you know, a curated collection. And it sort of came out of the blue, but I was appreciative, of course, of receiving the message and being given an opportunity to vie for some of this stuff prior to it just landing on eBay. And so I was given an opportunity to basically fill a whole bunch of of holes in my collection. A lot of shmup holes. And pick up several games that I didn't have and that I otherwise probably would not have purchased, mostly due to price or, mostly due to price. But with this opportunity came a very good price point for everything that was included and for just, the condition that everything is in. So I'm going to start by showing you a few of the loose games that I got with this deal. So first up is what I believe was the only PlayStation shoot 'em up that was released in North America that I did not yet have. And that is Thunder Force 5 Perfect System. I'm still missing several of the working designs titles, but this was definitely the last shoot 'em up that I needed from them, and I think the last traditional shmup that I'm missing in my North American PlayStation library. I've told the story before, but I saw this game in the wild used at a video store that I used to rent from back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And they had one copy, and I picked it up, and I looked at it, and at the time I was still so smitten with Lightning Force that I thought, there's no way this game can compete, so I don't want to pay a ton for it. They wanted $25 for that copy. And at the time, because I was generally picking up PlayStation games for cheaper, I decided to pass on it. That was a mistake, because since that time, I've never seen it in a game store ever. And every time I see it on eBay or online, it goes for way more money than I wanted to pay. Now, in the years since, I've picked up Thunder Force 5 for the Sega Saturn, which I've shown off in previous collection videos. But finally having the PlayStation version is awesome, because I've completed a subset of games that I've been trying to collect, and also, just kind of rectifying that mistake I made all those years ago. So this is great to kind of kick off this list with, because this is one that's been a long time in the making. Next up, we have Ducks for the Dreamcast. This is the original release of Ducks. This is from HuCast. This particular version of the game, as far as I'm aware, is region free, so this should play on my North American Dreamcast. And this is in really good shape. It's got a nice full-color manual with it, and even though I already have, what is it? Ducks 1.5, I think. Yeah, Ducks version 1.5 sitting on my Dreamcast shelf over here. It's awesome to have this, and when we go to cover it on the Shmup Club, I'll be able to play and compare both versions and stream both, so that we can talk about the differences on the podcast. So this is awesome. Another Dreamcast shoot 'em up that I did not think I would own, again because of price and because this stuff is so highly sought after, is Fast Striker. Now, of course, Fast Striker got a release on the Vita and the PS4, I think last year, or possibly the year before. I don't remember exactly. I've got the PS4 version, but again, awesome to have this. This was from NG Dev Team, and like a lot of these later Dreamcast shoot 'em ups, came in a DVD case rather than a standard CD jewel case. Real nice package with art there, and again, a full color manual. just another really nice shoot 'em up that I didn't think I was going to own. So let's keep that trend going. And another one that I didn't think I would own was Last Hope. This is another NG Dev Team game, not in a DVD case this time. This is a standard release, but as you can see, it's got the spine card with it. And it's not the Pink Bullets release, but it is still Last Hope, and it's another one of the kind of RType inspired games that has been released for the platform alongside Ducks and a couple of other things. Another one that I'm glad I got, for multiple reasons, but chief among them being that according to what I understand, the original source code for this game has been lost. And so when the recent port of the game came out for the Nintendo Switch and then Steam later, it was actually dubbed slightly differently because they basically had to rebuild the game from the ground up. And that is Zero Gunner 2 from Psychio. And so the Switch and PC Steam ports are known as Zero Gunner 2 minus because it is essentially a reworking or a reprogramming of the game. And from what I understand, those are fine versions of the game, but that this is a better version because it is actually the arcade game, essentially. And there's some things that Zero Gunner 2 minus lacks or doesn't do correctly. So it's not a one-to-one comparison, which is why it was smart that they named it as Zero Gunner 2 minus. But again, this has the spine card and is just in fantastic shape. So, again, one that I never thought I would own. And the Dreamcast Holy Grail that I now have, another one I didn't think I was going to own, is Border Down. And this is from G-Rev. This is now my second G-Rev game on the Dreamcast, since I have Under Defeat and picked that up a while back, and we covered that on the podcast a couple months ago. This is the special edition. So there's the back of the case there, and of course the oversized spine card. And so the limited edition, let me just pop this one open since it's special. This limited edition version has not only the game itself, and the cool thing about the game is it is still a GD-ROM disc. It is not a mill CD like a lot of the newer ones. And of course the manual here, which is nice and full color. But this also has a soundtrack CD and apparently a little booklet that goes along with it. Very cool. I do not read Japanese, so I don't know what some of that information is, but it's got track info and a little bit of art in there. So this is awesome. And from what I've heard of the Border Down soundtrack, it's pretty awesome. So again, fantastic to have this one physically. A game that has not yet seen another release. So something that I hope eventually is rectified. But in the meantime, I am very pleased to have this in my collection and have access to this game. This is one of those that when we cover it for the podcast, it'll be our one hyper expensive game for the year. We try to limit the amount of games that are ridiculously expensive as much as we can. Even though RF Generation is a collector's site, you know, games like this go up in price and then they get stupid expensive. So I got a really good deal on this, and I'm very grateful that this is now part of my collection. So that transitions over to well, before I get to the big items here, let me go over a couple of other things here. So I'll get back into the other stuff that I procured from this private collection. But in the meantime, I want to show off RType Final 2. So this is the Kickstarter edition of the game. I kickstarted the game and got the Switch version, and this is the limited edition PS4 version that was made available through NIS America. I'm not sure what for home device really means, but I'm guessing that's a clumsy way of saying for home consoles. So let's take a look first at the Kickstarter edition. So the thing that I'm not sure of, okay, here we go. So it's got these flaps. I don't want to tear it because there's perforations here, but I don't really want to tear it because I want to keep this nice. So there's some stuff in there to help with shipping. Here we've got the RType Final 2 crowdfunding edition. Little case here. I'm assuming the red dot is to denote that it's a Switch game, since this case is big enough to house a PS4 game as well. And so inside there's this little cardboard spacer and RType Final 2 for the Switch. And I love that they, on the back here, it's got the classic blast off and strike the evil Bido Empire. A nice little throwback to the original version. Let's see. I don't see a manual in here. I'm going to leave this sealed for the moment until later when I'm actually ready to play it. Just because, since it is the Kickstarter edition, and then that also came with a Team RType Final 2. I'm not even sure what you call this. A little keychain, I guess. And this RType Final 2 soundtrack, which may or may not be the whole soundtrack. I'm not sure yet, but this is awesome. This is definitely getting ripped to my computer and put on my media server, and then also copied over my phone so I can have these tracks to listen to wherever and whenever. So very cool to have that. Awesome to see this this little extra thing for the backers. You know, it's not totally necessary, but it's a fun little extra piece. And this this will be fun to display here in the game room. So I'll definitely hold on to this this cardboard outer box that it came in and use that as a display piece somewhere in the room. I'll have to decide where. Now, let's take a look at the retail release. I'm a little less organized today than I otherwise would be, but I'm kind of excited about all of this, so I'm like a kid in a candy store. So here we've got the glossy front box. There's the side, RType Final 2. Again, on the side there. And then a nice glossy, a mixture of glossy and matte look on the back there. And then inside, oh, welcome pilot. That's cool. That's a nice little extra feature. Alright, so we've got, once again, R9 Arrowhead keychain deal. Thank you for 33 years of service, pilot. That is pretty sweet. We've got the artwork of RType Final 2. So this is going to be pretty sweet. Oh yeah. Behind the scenes stuff. And this game looks amazing from all the screenshots and video that I've seen. So that'll be fun to thumb through. We also have this excellent R9A Metal Earth model. I might have to put that together and give that a whirl. That's a pretty cool item. I've never done one of these, but that's a really sweet little piece. There's also the RType Final 2 complete soundtrack. It says it's complete, so I guess that is complete. The other one was, because it's the same 26 tracks. So yes, I got a soundtrack with both versions because I'm cool like that. Now I'm just a sucker for these things, and it's really awesome to see. Oh, I guess this was right. To see this stuff done well and given so much attention to detail, and just really respected, I guess is a good word to put it. This is a very heavy, thick, sturdy box. I love this. I wish more of the companies making these kinds of special and limited edition deals would do more of these kinds of boxes. So this is the PlayStation 4 version. No manual, but we do get a photosensitivity warning. And no inner art, but there is the disc. So this is probably going into my PlayStation 4 later this evening as I record this, so that I can fire this up and get it installed and give it a whirl. So that is RType Final 2 for home device. So now let me circle back to Castlemania. So I showed you two of the items I got from Castlemania. The third item that I bought was this extension cable. It's a controller extension cable. And it's, as you can see there, it is for AES, CD, and CDZ. Well, I don't have one of those, do I? Well, I do now. I am now the proud owner of a NeoGeo CDZ. This was part of that deal that I mentioned earlier from the private seller who contacted me about parting with some of his collection. And this is something that I didn't think that I would ever own because NeoGeo, particularly the CDZ, because of its faster loading times due to the expanded cache. But, it's just one of those things that I just didn't think that I would ever actually own a NeoGeo CD unit, or a NeoGeo unit of any kind. So the fact that I now have this in my possession is amazing, and I'm just thrilled to have this and to have more opportunities for other games. Now I've already got it out and hooked up. It did come with 2 controllers, so of course here's the cool NeoGeo CD pads that have the micro-switched little mini joystick nub on there. And so that is all that's left in the box other than the other packing material for it. But the CDZ itself is hooked up along with the other controller, that controller extension that I mentioned, and then a couple of items that I bought from Stone Age Gamer, which are the Insurrection Industries RGB SCART cable for the NeoGeo, which has a little pigtail for a 3.5mm audio for it, and then an adapter for that that converts from the 3.5mm to a red and white stereo RCA plugs that will then plug into the back of the CDZ along with the larger DIN connector for the SCART adapter. So that way I can pipe that directly into my OSSC and then out to my TV. Well, when I hooked this up the other day, I had problems with it. Not the NeoGeo itself, but I had problems with my video. And so I thought maybe it was an issue with calibrating the video specifically for the NeoGeo CD. Well, after trying out another console and seeing the same problem, I realized there's something in my configuration that's not right. And so I eventually ended up finding out that it was my HDMI splitter that I use in my setup that I am now having to replace. But along with the CDZ, I now have a stack of games. So I am now the proud owner of 8 NeoGeo CD games as well. So first up, we have League Bowling. Probably not a game I'll put a ton of time into, but I have watched DJ Psycho M1 stream this on his Tuesday night streams, and it does look like it's a pretty fun game. And so this is probably one that I'll have some fun with and mess around. Might be a fun 2-player game for when I have someone come over that isn't necessarily into some of the genres that I'm into. There's also Baseball Stars 2. Again, probably not one I'll spend a ton of time with, but it's supposedly one of the best baseball games of this era. So probably worth checking out regardless. Now, and again, all of these are in really good condition and have the spine cards, as you can see. So now let's get into the real heavy hitters, the shmups. And this is one huge reason that I wanted to get one of these CDZ or a NeoGeo CD unit. So we've got Ghost Pilots. And according to the spine card on the side, it is a war shooting game. Probably my least favorite NeoGeo shoot 'em up. But that said, you know, it's still a solid kind of 1943-esque simple blaster. So still fun to throw in for quick sessions. Now we have ASO2 Last Guardian. ASO being Armored Scrum Object, as the original arcade game from SNK labeled it. Known here in the West as Alpha Mission 2. And this is a space shooting game, according to the the spine there. This is an interesting game. This is one where you collect various different items that you can shoot the item to sort of change what it is, and then different armor sets and things to sort of get a really unique weapon and armor loadout for your ship. So it's a very interesting approach to the genre. Here we have Last Resort, and of course this is very much an RType homage, if not blatantly ripping off some stuff from RType, but I do believe that some of the design team who worked on this game were Nazca employees that had probably been involved with previous games in the RType series, so it was only natural that this was going to translate over and that there would be a lot of similarities. This is a unit shooting game, according to the spine. Not entirely sure what that means, but a very good game. Here we have Sonic Wings 2. The original Sonic Wings came out on, I think, the hardware that eventually became the Psychio boards. But Sonic Wings 2 and 3 were NeoGeo exclusives. These are from Video Systems, of course. So, and these games are known as Aero Fighters here in the United States. And this is a real shooting game. As opposed to what, I'm not sure. Maybe a fake shooting game? Or an Unreal shooting game? And of course, follow that up with Sonic Wings 3. And I do believe this is the last in the series. I think there were only the 3. But just really cool games. Again, real shooting game, according to the spine. Very cool to have these. I don't remember if it's just 2 or if 2 and 3 have the dolphin character, where you can fly a plane as a dolphin in a pilot's hat. But very cool to have these. And now one that I've been wanting for a very long time, a game whose soundtrack I've been listening to for years, but I've never owned a legit NeoGeo copy of the game. I have the Sega Genesis port, which is a good game in its own right, and I have the PlayStation port, which is also solid, but doesn't have the soundtrack that I love. It does its own thing. And that is Viewpoint. This is by Sammy. It's from 1992. And this game has an amazing kind of 90s dance music soundtrack. It's not even... That really doesn't even describe it very well. 90s dance doesn't even really do it justice. You gotta hear it in order to really understand what I'm talking about. it's just really cool. I like it a lot. It's a really difficult game, but it's fun, and it's got these really cool pre-rendered 3D modeled sprites. So they are sprites. You know, the NeoGeo could not do polygons and 3D modeling and 3D rendering, but this was all stuff that was pre-rendered and then created as sprites in the game. And so they're just flat shaded polygons that have been pre-rendered, but it still looks really good in a sort of retro futuristic kind of fashion. According to the spine, this is a hyper shooting game, but this is one that I've been wanting for a very long time. So amazing to finally have a copy of Viewpoint that I can plug in and play whenever I want. And of course, with the Redbook audio now, as opposed to the low quality rips that you find online of the music, I can throw this in the computer and, you know, rip it to my computer and to my phone at the bitrate and file format and quality that I want. And so I'm looking forward to having a better, higher quality version of this soundtrack on my computer and on my phone, and also looking forward to being able to play this and put some time into it. And now that I actually own a NeoGeo version, gonna have to talk to Addicted about possibly scheduling this for the Shmup Club in the not too distant future, because this is a game I definitely want to put some time into. So these games were all all this NeoGeo CD stuff, all 8 of these games, the CDZ, and then this whole stack of Dreamcast shoot-'em-ups and the Thunder Force 5 was all provided to me by Pondering Ghost. He contacted me, and like I said, and gave me an opportunity to buy some things from him directly that were at better prices than your eBay prices, kind of a thing. It was still, you know, an investment, but it's amazing to finally be able to realize a dream and get some of this stuff into my hands that I never thought I would ever own, because a lot of it it's just ridiculous at this point, price-wise. Not everything here is out of my price range, but enough of it is, or would normally be, that I just wouldn't go for it. But I had some extra money, and so I was able to jump at this opportunity and just kind of do it. And I'm just really grateful for the fact that I finally have this NeoGeo stuff that I can utilize, and some of these other games that just felt out of reach. Even Thunder Force 5, like I said, when I passed it up at $25 thinking I'd get a better deal down the road, now it regularly goes in this condition for $80 or $90 on eBay. So, it's just an awesome feeling to be able to finally fill all these holes in my collection and be able to really just check all these little boxes off, and to fulfill all of these wish list items and be able to now have these items to go back to later and play them and cover them on my podcast and stream them and just really dig in to these items. It's just very cool, and I'm getting a little choked up thinking about it, just because of how good an opportunity it was, and I'm just glad that it was at the right time and I was able to jump at it and, you know, just make it happen. So thank you again, Pondering Ghost, for extending this opportunity to me and giving me the ability to get some of this stuff in my hands and finally realize the long-time dream of owning some NeoGeo hardware and some NeoGeo games, because this is something that's been a long time goal or dream, and so seeing it finally come to fruition is just amazing. So again, thank you for helping me to scratch off this big item off the list, and hopefully set me down a path of acquiring some more of the shoot 'em up library from the NeoGeo CD, and yeah, just to be able to get some of this to play it, and you know, not through emulation or anything like that, but really to just be able to have these things to use is just awesome. So thank you. That is all I have to show off for April. I'm fairly certain that I will have some stuff in May. I know there's some stuff that's already going to be on the way. So we'll see what shakes out and whether I get enough to do a pickups video for the month of May, or whether I'll have to hold off and, you know, do a 2-month for May and June, but we shall see. So if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing so that you can see more of my videos in your YouTube feed. I'll have a link in the description where you can check out my blog, and there you can read my Game Boy reviews. That is gameboyguru.blogspot.com. Also check out Nira's channel. He provided the Super Mario Land overworld music that I use as the intro for a lot of my videos, and he's done a bunch of other great chiptune and game music covers as well, so please go have a listen to those. As always, thank you for watching, thanks for playing, and game on.